Hello and welcome to the audio program We Are Selling. Each week we search the country for special and wonderful real things that are happening in the marketplace from progressive learning. And this week we have an amazing story. In Newcastle we have one of the highest sales ever by 750,000 past the previous record in Stockton, the Newcastle area, New South Wales. And Jessica will be joining us in a moment, but just before that, we're going to speak with Jason Maxwell, the principal of Movable. Jason, are you there?
I'm here, Lee.
Jason, what a great result. What did the result mean for you?
I think it was an outstanding result for Jessica, Lee. Stockton is like the northern beaches of Sydney. It's an emerging area. This record that Jess has set, 3.95 million, is just massive. It's almost double the highest price of a property that she's ever sold before and creates a new price precedent for Stockton.
Absolutely fantastic. And the marketing looks sensational. I know when the property started off, it was based upon a buyer that may be buying it, but then it went to normal market. And Jason, you must be very proud. The entire team this year has just, in progressive learning, you've been through lockdown, be it because we've had you on the program before speaking about timed auction and your incredible success there. But when we look at these sales come together, it's amazing how that attract, engage, commit all locks in beautifully. What was the learn from the team of having a sale like this on board, and what's it done to the team since it's happened?
I think this year, Lee, our focus has really been on making Movable more of a training organisation and investing in our team. And certainly Jessica loves everything that we learn in that boardroom with you, the scripts and dialogues. And obviously she's transferred all those skills into this sale and put it together, and it's been an outstanding result.
Absolutely amazing. And also, people would know this because we've only ever spoke to you guys about residential on this particular program because it's a residential real estate sales show. But commercial has been a huge part of Movable from the beginning, and you've got some amazing young talent coming through in commercial real estate.
We do, Lee. Yeah, so our organisation started in 1975, initially as a franchise group, and we became independent in 2021. But we are probably one of the oldest commercial agencies in Newcastle. And that team commercially has had some outstanding results. I think, we've had sales commercially over $10 million. Our highest residential sale price has been $8.3 million. So the business is really set up well with commercial, residential and business sales.
And Jace, I've been touring around the country a lot at the moment and speaking about Movable as it's a great example of implementation. I know the new Leave Behind's gone live into the marketplace. And even for our listener, Jace, yourself, Kira, your daughter, who works in sales and marketing there, we sit down in that boardroom sometimes and go, what is it we do and say? How was the experience bringing together the Leave Behind for you?
It's been brilliantly. I think the important thing is, we've all got the skills and the scripts to be able to go out and do our listing presentations, but I think it's important to have something that reinforces the brand and our skills that we leave behind for our clients. So it's worked really, really well. And even the commercial team have adapted that and are now using it.
Absolutely amazing. Well, now you're at ARIC. You've got day 2 there. I want to thank you for joining us, and we're now going to cross to our interview with Jessica, see what she's learned and the results that came out of that particular sale. But Jason Maxwell, thank you for calling in.
Thanks, Lee.
Jessica Lee Molan from Movable is our guest today, our feature story. She joins me now. Jessica, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Lee.
Jessica, the marketplace in Newcastle has been quite traditional. And over the years, people have looked at what is that best method of sale. You've just come through a 12-month advanced learning program as you looked at other methods that you could bring into the marketplace, and you stumbled upon timed auction. What is timed auction and how are you using it?
Yeah, so timed auction is a sales process that is run through an international platform. So the international platform is for us to use. And what that has allowed us to do is bring properties online through an offer management platform.
This is so exciting because it's still auction, like the method of sale is auction, but I can be anywhere in the world. I can find the property and it's your own offer management system. I can put in my name and details. I have to put my driver's license in if I'm bidding.
do you approve that or do I just get to go live?
No, we approve. So we'll check all the details, make sure they're correct. I'll also discuss it with the buyer and just have that conversation with them before it is approved.
Excellent. So what made you decide to bring this to the marketplace when nobody else is really doing that?
Well, when we learnt the process, I felt as though, especially in the area that I work, a lot of the, disappointment from buyers is that a lot of property was selling before they knew about it even being available. So that was probably one of the biggest concerns from buyers. But number two, they felt as though they were unfairly missing out on properties. So they were seeing them sell for a price in which they had told me they had made an offer and were told that it wasn't available. They just felt like there was a bit of mistrust in the marketplace. I thought to us, what we can do is offer a platform where all buyers have the same equal opportunity to bid on a property.
So if I register on the platform, I make an offer, then somebody else makes an offer, being under auction conditions, am I informed or how does that work?
Yep. So everything is transparent, which is one thing that the buyers have loved this far. If there is an offer that has been made, then the communication will go out to all of the buyers, letting them know that there has been an offer made, and then they will get an opportunity to make another bid.
So I can't be gazumped, it can't go and be changed without me being notified?
No, not at all. There is a final bidding stage at the end in which all buyers will be notified at the end of the timer that the offer is final. And if another offer has been made during that time, the timer will restart 5 minutes and every buyer then gets the same opportunity to decide if they want to continue with an offer or if they don't.
Excellent. And I went online to have a look at how you're doing it, and you've got all the photos in the carousel, contract can be downloaded, there's a building report, and then I can click make an offer or register to bid, and putting in your driver's license, doing all that. You do feel protected as a purchaser that I've got my hat in the ring versus the agent rings me back a week later saying, oh, sorry, it's sold. And I had no chance of reoffering or being part of that. And just when we were speaking off air, you had a very strong theme that protecting the asset. Is why you've moved to something like this?
Yeah, definitely. I think essentially, really during one of these timed online auction sales, which was the first one we did in the area, we had a buyer who had seen the property very early on. He was from the area, living in China, working in India. So he flew over to come and have a look at the property and he wanted to buy it then and there. We were only 1 week into the campaign and still had another 2 weeks left. He made an offer, which was $1.2 million, and said, I want you to take it to the owner. I don't want to go through the platform. I want to do it today. Based on the amount of interest that we'd already had, the owner and I made the decision to either offer him to do it through the platform or keep moving forward with the process, which we did. And he was actually, during the final bidding stage, bidding from India, and he was the second highest bidder, but his final bid was 1.35.
Wow. So suddenly, if we would have broken rank there and, okay, we'll take your offer, we never would have known that result was possible.
No, never. And I guess at the end of the day, we had other buyers that wanted the opportunity to buy the property. So if we had have broken rank and sold it for $1.2 million, then the same disappointment that has been going on in the marketplace with all the other buyers not having the fair opportunity would have just continued and we would have just been like everyone else.
And Jessica, there's all different types of methods of sale, and there's the on-the-lawn auction, there's private treaty, because I know you're still doing that as well. From your perspective, have the buyers adjusted well to having some breathing time between these offers, knowing they can't miss out without the notification?
Yes, definitely. I think the process is still new with a lot of the buyers, but I think the reassurance of this property is not going to sell without your knowledge and without your opportunity to make a decision on whether or not you want to engage in the bidding activity or not. I think what it's done is it's given a little bit of comfort to the buyers, knowing I do have a little bit of time on our side to work through all of our due diligence on the property before knowing that this property is going to close.
And Jessica, good on you for being a modern agent, being up to date with what's going on. What have you learned most from the processes? Because you've been around in real estate for how long?
16 years.
So that's a long study period of this industry. You're a dedicated career-based agent. What have you learned and what's attracted you to this method?
From my career, I was always really a non-auction agent. I really think that had been based on our trainers at the time, who I was getting the information on. The area we were working in was just not an auction area. And since coming here to Movable, it has been a very much an auction-based business. So that process in itself was something that I had to find comfort in. I had to really learn the process and I guess trust that process. But when I started working into timed online auction, I really love the fact that I am in the driver's seat throughout the whole process. The registrations are not all just happening on the day. People aren't just turning up on the day. All of those people have to be involved in the property leading up to it. So I get to have those conversations. I also like the fact that if we need to bring the sale forward because we've got the right amount of interest and the owners are happy, we have that control. And just suppose we had the right buyer who needed a little bit of extra time, we do also have the ability to push it back. So we can work towards the marketplace, but still use the auction method. So it is a sale at the end of the day on the owner's chosen sale date.
It's amazing. And in digital, the fact you can push it out a couple of days, bring it forward a week, it is total control, whereas traditionally we'd have to hope people recognise and see that. But the fact you've got them registered, you've got them captured as a possible person of interest. Final questions for you. How have the owners reacted to the method? They wouldn't have heard of it before. How's the approach been there?
Well, the wonderful thing is the owners who we have moved forward with this approach with have been very trusting because it is new. And I think it has really shown now our future owners coming onto the marketplace with us that this process is a benefit for them because everything is transparent, not only with them, but between them and the buyers. There's nothing hidden behind the sales process. But what it also has done with the auctions that we have done this far is we really get to see where the competition is going to take the marketplace and what the truth is within the marketplace, which is how much interest there is and what the buyers are prepared to pay, not just what they're telling us.
Now, you're using all methods of sale.
Yeah.
And private treaty is still normal for sale, is still a big part of what you're doing. And probably an interesting day to mention that because today's the day that you've done a record sale for the area under private treaty. Take us into that sale. What happened?
Yeah, so we have, so the record sale is $750,000 above the previous record sale, which was as of this morning.
And what's the final sale price of yours?
3.95 million.
Wow. Just for our listener and our listeners overseas, where was that sale and what made it such an incredible result?
Yeah, so that sale was in Stockton in Newcastle. So just a short ferry ride into the CBD. Prior to this, the record sale there was $3.2 million. It is a home on the beach there, so it probably doesn't sound too exciting to other people around the country who have beachfront properties. But for Stockton, it is a big thing. It's been a really quiet, very little brother of Newcastle. So the fact that we have been able to almost crack $4 million in this suburb is just incredible.
And that's your focus area? You do a lot of the sales through that area?
It is. We have a smaller office in Stockton that I base myself in, and I just love the suburb. It is, in my opinion, it just feels like a small country town somewhere on the mid-north coast, but it is 5 minutes into Newcastle CBD.
And then with sales results like that, that is just phenomenal. And Jess, I really want to thank you for sharing that story with us today because lots of people don't keep up to date with what's going on in the market, and be it time sale, timed auction, private treaty, different homes need different approaches, but the fact you're across all of it has been a huge part of your plans moving forward. What recommendations would you have for owners considering these methods into the future?
I think the fact that we are confidently able to recommend a method of sale, not just based on what our capability is, but based on what is best for that property and what is best for that owner, I think has really helped move my career forward. So now I feel like I've got all the tools so I can consult appropriately.
Absolutely amazing. Great to see record sale is one thing, but also the results you're getting with the transparency method, which will bring a lot more harmony into the Australian real estate industry between agent and consumer. Jessica, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Lee.
Jessica Lee Molan and the team of Movable are using the Realtair platform of pitch, sign and sell and the power of timed auctions. I'm Lee Woodward, author of the Complete Salesperson course. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the training rooms or the Complete Salesperson course, Hunter Valley, really soon. Next week, we have an amazing story of another powerful female agent, Karen Riches. Karen is going to be speaking to us of her brand new incentive fee technique, which gives you the chance of the fees of value, the fees you deserve, and her modern way that she's running her real estate business and practice. A fantastic story. I'm Lee Woodward. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you at the Complete Salesperson course one day in the future. Till next week, goodbye.